Ore.
Hello there, it's me, your favorite state marshal and a pimp extraordinaire. And before you ask, no, I didn't die. State marshal can never die. I've been just doing some stuff on the side, random things. Anyway, decided to upload more regularly with plans for doing talks or descriptions of some shitty shows, movies, classics. I also deeply apologize for the procrastination. There is no excuse for it. Now, what are we going to do today? Oh, fuck. This one. Alright. I don't know why I clapped. Alright. I believe you people deserve some context, especially since there's that crowd of troglodytes that just knows Rayman Legends, I meant, and nothing else. Or the band of mindless flocktards that only knows the Rabbids games. I can see you over there. Trust me, I'm coming for you. You cannot hide. So, for some context, finally. Rayman was once the greatest platformer series ever. Created by the man, the myth, the blessed Michel Ancel, it quickly became a sensation. Sure, it wasn't as big as Mario or Sonic, but that's beside the point. What is on point is that the first Rayman game was practically a way of torturing all the filthy casuals that can't get better. Don't get fooled by the childlike fairy tale world. It's filled with their lies. Rayman 2 was its sequel. Really great game, even the casuals can enjoy it. Unlike the first game, it was 3D, had analog controls, despite the studio apparently wanting tank controls for some fucking reason. Cool soundtrack, darker story, and PS1 copy was that inbred cousin no one wants to talk about. Rayman 3, my personal favorite, was not made by Michel, he was only present for a few things, but it was still a great game, being less platform oriented and rather combat oriented. Its story now took Rayman through the neighborhood of Detroit, let's put it that way, doing gangsta shit. Note, ya still couldn't do drugs, cause drugs are apparently bad. Tell that to cancer patients. Then came hiatus, when nothing happened. Yep, absolutely nothing happened, and never did. There was no atrocity that would plague us, like Germany. After that came Origins and some other games, which was kind of cool, but let's not stall any longer. Let's focus on the actual show. Around the same time Rayman 2 was being made, some executive somewhere at, let's say, Cartoon Network went, "Hey, let's make a show about the Rayman guy and have it be nothing like the games." Yes, let's do that. And so they made it. It only got 4 episodes, was made by some random French company, and I believe it was to be on Cartoon Network as previously mentioned, but someone pulled the plug. Mercilessly, might I add. Look, if you're looking for some professionality, you're already lost, little child. This show bizarrely features Billy West, voice of Philip J. Fry from Futurama. J stands for motherfucker. Anyway, for those that know the games and didn't know this show exists, you might be pissed off. The show doesn't feature anything from the games. Well, neither did the games themselves keep the consistency with themselves, aside keeping Rayman and some other characters, but that's about it. By the way, while the show didn't get aired, it did get a DVD release, I believe only in France, yet it still had English dub. I'm not buying the DVD. Nobody is bringing this show back. Alright, now that's over with, let's talk about the actual show. Let me describe the first 2 episodes. Spoilers, better you watch the actual show now before hearing me talk and explain this whole train wreck. It's on YouTube, but you can try and find a copy of the DVD if you want to. I won't, cause nobody is bringing this show back anyway, so why give them money? The first episode introduces us to the setting. In this fantasy world of Israel, we get to see a flying circus come to Jericho. And instead of leveling it down like God intended back in Exodus, it just decides to entertain the locals. It is run by our villain and big bad, an even looking Italian purple guy called Rigatoni. I'm not sure if they named him after the pasta, or wanted to make a pun on him being the evil guy, so they literally forced the word Rick and made it sound like Seth MacFarlane made the guy. Bizarrely, he doesn't have any Italian accent. Kind of a missed opportunity for more racism, but this show didn't give a shit already, so why bother? Anyway, he has these 4 characters. Woman named Bettina, who looks so human I'd say she's human. She's almost the rational one, and is there because of tokenism. Next is her cutesy fairy fly thing, called Flips. She never speaks, only makes squeaky noises. I'd say she's irritating, but she isn't that vocal, and I got used to her faster. Her role is to be damsel in distress in the second episode, and that's about it. She is otherwise there to sell toys. Next is Lakmek. Most would say he's disturbing and even hate him for it. I'd say they are right. Problem is, he's less of an annoying guy. He's a strong, simple-minded buffoon who has limited vocabulary and isn't really that annoying in the long run. Like, aside his voice, which thankfully he doesn't speak a lot, I believe he has the second least amount of lines compared to Flips. And the only thing disturbing is his looks. He isn't that bad after you get on with him and can be quite a relief for the eyes. Sometimes. Unlike Satan's bitch of the hour, Cookie. This bastard, supposedly the smart one, is the most cowardly, annoying, retarded, fucked in the head cockroach. His only character trait that he gains, by the way, in like the final episode or maybe even end of this one, is his ability of technological smarts. Unlike Lakmek, who just looks weird, or Flips, that sounds weird, Cookie is generally the worst character, hands down. His looks are even worse than his personality. I honestly don't know who's worse, him or the plot. Oh yeah, the plot. What happens is they perform, at least most of them, we get to see the roles, we get to see how Rigatoni looks like, and... The fuck, Razorbeard! How did you get downgraded from a pirate leader in Rayman 2 to this? Doesn't help he's voiced by the same guy that voices Cookie. Like it's not already painful enough he's no longer a big menace, now he has to sound like an absolute failure as well. No hate towards the voice actor, by the way, but Cookie is just bad. You'll see why. Anyway, they go to their cages. Bettina complains, done. We then get to see Rayman, whatever the hell he actually is. My mom says he's a rabbit. Anyway, Fryman here joined the circus and makes Razorbeard even bigger joke than he already is, forcing Rigatoni to step down and show superiority. But sadly he doesn't T-pose, cause he's an Italian grape. Anyway, we get to know that Mr. Evil Spaghetti Grape Man keeps his employees as slaves, feeds them water and bread, making me ask why none of them looks like an Holocaust victim. We also learn he used to be a criminal. It's useless and leads to nothing. Like this whole show did. Also, Rigatoni has just one camera, yet around 126 monitors. I don't get it. Anyway, we get some discussion from our Main cast, you know, talking about freedom. Cookie being a shit biscuit. The same scene again, but this time with a point. Where we learn that Lackmac is strong and can bend steel, making Rayman lead them to their freedom. Cookie is still a bitch. Flips blocks the camera so they can escape. I got 3 problems with this whole thing. 1. Rigatoni has no other bodyguard or guards in general aside Razorbeard. Why? He has with Rayman 5 slaves. Sure, Razorbeard got a whip, but like as we can see, Flips can confuse him and Lackmac can bend his ass. 2. Why does he keep them together? Like, Lackmac is his most priceless and most beloved by fans performer. Or slave. Why doesn't he put him somewhere where he cannot be taken from him? Like, imagine if some other crime lord decided to take Rigatoni's performers. He would obviously head for Lackmac. Also, look at these cages. I can maybe excuse his performers for not trying to escape since Lackmac is too dumb. Bettina really can't escape alone, although I think she could just fit through those bars. Cookie is a shit nut, and Flips can leave without Bettina. What I can't excuse is still keeping them together. Like, had Bettina learned that Lackmac is strong, she would immediately plan an escape. No need for Rayman since there's literally just one guy keeping them in there. And I doubt Mr. Italian grape ravioli sauce is strong enough to beat Lackmac in sheer power. 3. Unrelated, but I must ask. Sir Blueberry Tortellini claims he got a dungeon for insubordination. Where the fuck you got a dungeon? Why do you have a dungeon? Isn't it already dehumanizing enough? That all your performers live like slaves in cages that twist and somehow stay still when flying and moving. Anyway, they escape. We find out Penny wine juice bottle let them have knives, since Cookie has one and uses it for bread. And by the way, this is the last time we get to see that knife. Meanwhile, Penny Blue's Clues drink calls my favorite character and secondary antagonist for the show, Detective Garab. And I will reference the meme ad somewhere down the line, don't worry, I am really outdated. He tells him his performers escaped from him, therefore he should try and get them. 2 issues. 1. The fact it's a criminal act to leave your employer in this country makes it seem that slavery is just a common thing. Sure, they may be guilty of property damage and assault on an employee, but I highly doubt if you left the circus you'd be wanted criminal for leaving. Unless the local laws make it that they're actually animals and have to be caught and brought back. Fuck, this is reminding me of South. 2. Why does only Officer Grubhub get assigned this mission? Sure, he's the only one that receives the call, but he is later given via intercom photo of what the escapees look like. I kind of want to change the joke about this being Israel and make it about America, and say our heroes are Mexican. Anyway, our cast is free, Cookie gets to show his first techno skill by fixing a car, Ray Fry says ska, and sayonara, Nick! With that out of the way, we get the second episode, which is We start off with walkthrough for GTA Jerusalem, where our cast runs over a Palestinian kid and gets 1 star. Officer Grubhub tries to catch them so that there's not another war over a dead Muslim for the 1951st time, but our cast is on a power trip so they do some cool ass moves. Kill Grubhub, get 3 stars so they hide in the alley, finish the mission, bing boom, call Lester. We then get a cutscene. Our cast goes, yay sure we won. Lackmac gets hungry. Me too, brother. Cookie is a bitch again, so they leave for a stroll through the park. We then get to see they park their car in bad place. Probably in Bronx or bad side of Detroit, aka entire Michigan. Anyway, they strolling through the park. Hazelnut complains cause he's a bitch. Bettina tells him to shut up, Beta Male refuses. Rayman lies down, uses his chat spirit to lift things up. But Beta Bitch of the Day Nutsack comes in and decides to commit Sudoku. Flips, by the way, found this blue teddy bear and wants to show off. But aside GigaChat Lack MacBook, everyone tells her to piss off. So Flips comes back to the car and... I seriously want to see that happen with lacking Mac inside, cause no way it's gonna fit him. He a big boy. So, the gang hears their car being towed, rushes in to stop it. Rayman doesn't use his limbless hands that he can, by the way, like, make fly away and back. They're not attached to him, that's his gimmick, and just stares with the gang how their car was towed.
No reason to panic, it's just a car.
Bitch, that was your car!
Not just car.
What do you mean, not just car?
Flips in car.
And with that, the show ended on a cliffhanger. Bye! No, just... It's also a good time to mention I am LGBT. Let's go bomb Tel Aviv. They go to a train station in Tel Aviv to try and get their car back. Bitch Skid says something condescending, and Rayman says that they should ask the police for help. Shit Nugget reminds Rayman that they're wanted for intentionally starting another religious war in Israel. So Rayman quickly switches class from scout to spy and goes to Grubhub to ask him where their car is being towed. While Rayman did max out the speech of his character, he has no special points in intelligence, and thus blows his cover. So they're forced to get onto the train that's heading to a scrapyard. And I'm now wondering how the hell the trains haven't caused any deaths whatsoever, since it doesn't seem like there's a way for people to use them comfortably. Anyway, we get Flip somehow being woken up by the main cast screaming her name. Cause magic! She tries to open the hatch, and now we see that Hazelnut didn't properly repair the car. And she's going to die. I'm starting to believe Cookie's real full name is Cookie Armageddon. Heck, let's say he's a member of Hamas and the sole reason why war in Middle East exists. Leaking Mac tries to save Flips, but Rayman stops him so that he doesn't fall off and die. Remember I said fall off and die, by the way. This will be kind of an important. Our heroes arrive in Gaza. As you can see, I'll drag these Middle East references to the very cliffs of my death. Our heroes decide to get into the scrapyard. Somehow they don't climb over the wall, something they definitely can do, and rather steal Grub's car and get that way inside. Heads up, aside the guy at the gate, no one else works here. This literally is a wasteland. I'm afraid I'm going to regret making the Gaza joke. Inside we learn that no one is supposed to get their stuff back from here apparently, cause the local laws are made by the communist Imperium of Man that takes your shit for disobedience. We find that Flips is still in the car. I'm wondering why she didn't try and get the doors open or break the window somehow and just remained inside, flying around like a stick in the mud, going in circles. Rayman and Bettina try to save her. They try to climb up onto the conveyor belt with the car, but Bettina slips. And how the fuck do you fucking slip? Aren't you a circus performer? Shouldn't your whole job be acrobatics? Damn, Spaghetti Lamp Sauce really is an SS officer, who knew? Bettina starts falling, but cocaine here actually saves her. Damn, took you almost 20 minutes, but you finally did something. Remember this whole thing, by the way, the whole falling down and having to be saved. It will come back later as well. Rayman goes to save her, but it's too late. Flips got bored by average American. But then miraculously, Rayman gets Deus Ex Machina powers, which lets his hand fly inside the monster's stomach and bring Flips back without saliva or stomach juices. Now, let's really think about this exact scene, shall we? Rayman can detach and reattach his limbs. He always did so, it's his gimmick. Why couldn't he use that hand back when they still had Flips in reach at the train? He could just open the train window, use his hand to open the car door, get Flips, get back to train, Pronto. And I don't believe Donald Trump here has such a great digestive system, as seen by his physique, to quickly melt the car. Rayman must have opened it inside his stomach. If Joe Biden here did have great metabolism to immediately digest the car, Rayman would also lose his hand. And there's no real limit for how long the actual reach of Rayman's hand is, since these hands can basically replace intercontinental ballistic missiles. Now, most of our cast after that reunites, even Grub, who decides he's gonna be a real hero and end the current war between Palestine and Israel by arresting our heroes and giving them as tribute for peace to the Palestinian government. But Full Mac shows his war-hungry Jane Doe Gigachat spirit and attacks the peace-loving troglodyte. He then gets almost everyone on his favorite limited edition Imperial Fist bulldozer, except the beta male Cookie, then apologizes and explains that servitors must walk behind. Anyway, watch this clip.
I'm only gonna say it once. Thanks for saving Flips. By the way, does Lackneck know where he's going?
Hey, what's happening? Oh, just a little trick I picked up. Well, whatever you're doing, keep doing it.
Aside the fact Forever Flying Rayman only exists when there's wind going up, or in Rayman 3 with the whole helicopter power-up, I gotta say,
Fucking convenient!
and pointless cause they still fall to their doom. Except they survive. Remember how I said, remember this scene or that scene or, you know, these things? Well, here's why. Throughout this whole deal, there have been 6 plus this moment of the main cast falling down or almost falling down to their death. Some can be excused, but in general, if the characters can't die from fall damage, then the fuck's the point of cliffhangers and near-death experience? Anyway, our staff decides to now reside in the house they fell into, but oh no, they live right above Grubhub HQ. And that's how the show's first 2 episodes end. We now reach the Simpsons realm of episodic show, where nothing matters, and somehow in episode 4, the main casts know that below them lives Grub, who's still employed even though he claims he lost his job. With that out of the way, there are like 2 more episodes, but I'd rather let these clips from Soap Demo summarize them.
You have cancer. Good news. The cancer is healing itself. Are you a doctor? No. Oh, nobody loves me. Hey, cast your eyes on my enemies. Oh yeah.
Aight. And to give my verdict, 5 out of 10. Still better than the storytelling of TNO. Suck it! It's nonsensical, doesn't follow the canon lore of Rayman, stupid. Is it terrible though? Not really. Sucks? Yes, but I'd still watch it. Just for how dumb it gets. I am both saddened this show is dead, yet pleased it didn't get any more episodes. Or else the amount of possible cringe could be... Okay, that's done. Thank you. Bye!